Hello everyone, today we're going to be focusing on section 11.1 and specifically questions 4 and 7. So as we start off, we're going to see that it's a sequence, right? So we're going to be solving for the sequence. We're going to solve for we're going to make the equation that can make the sequence happen. So we see at the numerator that it alternates from -1 to +1. And then right here, the denominator, we just see it goes up by 1. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So taking that information, we know that, the first part is going to be -1. So now we know it's -1. But we need to make sure it stays -1 for the first sequence, right? So we're going to put in parentheses. And for the exponent, we would obviously put n. But to make it stay as a negative, we're going to put n plus 2. All right, so it's going to keep it a negative for the first term, and then for the second term we will switch it to a positive. So let's just put it equal to an, and then for the denominator we know that it starts at 3, so we're going to put a 3 down here, and we see that it goes up by 1, so we know there's going to be a 1 in here. But since we know if we just put 3 plus 1, it just won't work, because it'll be 4 for the first term, so it just won't work. So what we would have to do is that we'd have to put it plus n minus 1, and that would give us this. So it would make this entire sequence true. So we know that if we put in 1 for n, it's going to be 3, so that'd keep it as a -1. And here if we put 1 also, that means it's going to be 1 minus 1 equals 0. So 3 plus 0 is 3, and it just stays like that. So if we put 2, it's going to make it 4, which would make it positive. Then the -1 positive. And then if we put 2 right here, it's going to be 1. So 3 plus 1 equals 4. So it'll make this true. And that's how you make a something to solve for this, for the sequence. And so now we switch over to question number 7. And we see that a1 equals 4, and we have to solve for this, and we have to make the first we have to put the first 4 terms. So we have to figure out what the 4th term is. So we're gonna have to obviously start at 1. So if we plug it in, we know what the first term is, so we have to find the second one. So if we plug it in, plug a1 plus 1 equals 1, and then a1 is 4, so we know that it would equal 4 plus 4. So we know a1 plus 1 is equal to 2, so that would give us a second term. So, and we know that if we add this, it'd give us 4.25. So the second term would be 4.25. So that's the second term. So taking this into consideration, we're now going to put the second term. So a2 plus 1 is going to give us 3. So that would give us our third term. So a third one. And we know if we put this, since we put this as a2, we have to put this one as a2. So, and a2 is equal to 4.25. So 1 over 4.25 plus 4 will give us a3 is equal to 4.24. So the third term is 4.24. So now that we have this, we continue doing it. So a3 plus 1 is equal to 4, so it gives us the 4th term. So, and then we put the third term, which is 4.24. So 1 over 4.24 plus 4, and that would give us the 4th term is equal to 4.24. And that's the 4 terms that we have here. So that is the first 4 terms of the sequence. And that is how you solve for these type of questions.